Last week, actor TJ Miller talked about a weird incident with Deadpool co-star Ryan Reynolds. In a new interview, Miller said it was very cool that he got an email from Reynolds the next day. Miller said it was a misunderstanding and that it was a bummer the story became clickbait. Access your favorite topics in a personalized feed while you're on the go. Actor TJ Miller said Ryan Reynolds emailed him and the two Deadpool co-stars hashed it out pretty quickly after news outlets picked up a story Miller told last week about an incident on their shared movie set. "I think it's weird that he hates me," Miller said on the October 5th episode of the Adam Carolla Show podcast. On Wednesday, a SiriusXM interview with Miller was published with the title "TJ Miller Makes Up with Ryan Reynolds." In a 2-minute clip, Miller says that he heard from Reynolds via email the day after the podcast episode started circulating. "It was really cool. He emailed me the next day and kind of said it was a misunderstanding," Miller said. "So I emailed him back and now it's like, fine." Miller then went on to explain that he hadn't expected a response because he wasn't thinking about how his story about a weird memory from set would have repercussions. Miller reiterated that he thinks Reynolds is funny and amazing in the Deadpool movies, but that all of those compliments didn't show up in the media reports. "Because that's the clickbait," Miller said. Miller said Reynolds was really cool about it and that he's a good dude. "It was very cool for him to say, 'Hey, I just heard that you were upset about this,'" Miller said of Reynolds. "I said, 'I am not,' and we hashed it out pretty quickly." SiriusXM co-host Jim Norton asked Miller if he felt bad about the headline saying Reynolds was horrifically mean on set. Miller said he only felt bad that it was picked up and it was misconstrued and that he felt he hadn't said anything that negative. On last week's The Adam Carolla Show podcast episode, Miller had said he wouldn't work with Reynolds again. "We had a really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, 'Let's do one more take.' And then as the character, he was horrifically mean to me as if I am Weasel," the comedian shared. "So he was like, 'You know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star, but you do just enough exposition so that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie.'" As Insider's Pauline Villegas reported, though Miller didn't confirm, the Silicon Valley actor implied he was not asked to return for the next movie in the Deadpool franchise. This wouldn't be the first time Miller had been removed from a franchise. "I was reluctant to make the change, but it was a decision that came from on high. Tied to his headlines last year," Deadpool said in a 2019 interview with Insider. "So I went along with it, but it's regretful because he's such a comedic genius and he had given us some really great stuff." Deadpool 3 is set to come out in 2024 and is the first installment set within the Marvel Cinematic Universe.